Hey guys, it's Bill from Linden, Tennessee. Well, I have kind of a small victory. If you remember, I burned up my last speed control and DC-DC converter. Well, I got the new ones today, and I didn't burn them up first thing out of the gate. That's good. Huh. Yes. So, what have I done? I got it all connected right, and, well, see for yourself. Yeah, so that it does work. I'm steering my little steering wheel over here. Um, it goes backwards from the way I have it here. They said that if you switch the two outputs from the Arduino into the controller, if you switch those two around, then it will go the right way. But unfortunately, what happens then is whenever it sends a command, the actuator now turns backwards of the command that it's looking for. So it just kind of goes full lock one way or the other, trying to find its new position. So that's no good. So then you come over here and you switch the two outputs from the controller, and it just makes it, go back the way you had it, basically. So that isn't any good. So I'm not exactly sure how to make that right, other than just to mount this upside down. It doesn't have to be mounted this way. No, that wouldn't work either. I don't know how to fix this. This is kind of a thing. I don't know. Anybody out there know anything about Arduino? I'd love to hear your opinions. So yeah, and the other thing is, like, as you can tell, it's very choppy. And I think that might have to do with, what's it called? Stand by. I'm going to find it. I'm going to find it. Maybe I'm not going to find it. Deadband, yeah. Deadband. I've got a deadband of 40. And then there's some notes here that says decrease the number for greater accuracy, increase to reduce the jitter. So if I make that deadband, instead of 40, if I make it 50, maybe it'll reduce that jitter. Or maybe I don't have a jitter problem, I have an accuracy problem, and I need to decrease that number. I don't know. So that seems like a pretty easy one to kind of play around with and see what happens. So that's what I'll do for a little while. As for turning left, make it go left, I don't know how to fix that. Yeesh. So if anybody out there has any ideas, let me know. All right, well, that is it for now. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Okay, so update to the update. I did mess around with the deadband, and yes, that did make it a little bit better. I'm not sure this is ever going to be silky smooth, because this isn't a servo actuator right here. This is not a servo actuator. This is just a brushed DC motor. So I think it's always going to be a little bit jerky. Just how it is. Yeah, so, but in doing that, I broke some spot welds. So it would seem that there is a lot of force being acted on this. And yeah, of course there is. And this back here, this flexes. You might even see it's got a little bit of a bend to it. So that needs to be beefed up. I'm probably just gonna put a big plate, get a 3/8 or just a big plate, put it back here, because that kind of needs to happen anyway. Because one of these days I'm going to have a 3-point hitch on this, and it needs to be stouter than just an 1/8 inch frame. But while I had that, I ended up taking all this stuff out, and now I can kind of show you how the taper bearing situation looks. So this is it, pretty much. I mean, not pretty much, this is it. Yeah, so that's it. One thing that I noticed I'm just thinking to myself right now. So I don't. This isn't in double shear right here. So I just have a bolt going through my little heim joint into this, and I'm wondering if this was solid through here and had this sort of in double shear, would that make any difference? Would that make it not twist? No, I don't think it would, because what's happening is it's basically pushing on the bottom of the pin that's going through. What did I do with my pin? I have to take my pin and what did I do with? Oh, there it is. This is the pin that comes through. So this is bolts to that cross member that welds onto the frame, and then it comes through, and then there's a nut and all that stuff, and it holds the double bearings. So what's happening is this whole arm is pushing on this, and it's causing that weld to break. And that wouldn't matter if this was double shear or not. It's still a rotational force against that. So I just need to make that weld beefier, but I already knew that. Yeah, and then this, what I need to do is I need to put a pin through this, because this is just loosening. But that needs to be tight. So I'll just put a pin through that, and that'll keep that from moving. And yeah, that'll be solving that problem. And then I can just weld this solidly, put some plates on this side and on this side, and there's a lot of force pulling down on this here. There's just a lot of forces going into this frame that I need to beef up. I would love to just sort of run a diagonal from here down. That would beef that up, but of course that's going to get in the way of my steering. Yeah, I can't do that. So how will I do that? I don't know. I'm probably going to have to, kind of like what I'm going to do with the back, I'll need to just get a beefier. Heck, I might even just beef up this whole back thing. I might just get a big old chunk of 3/8 plate and drill a bunch of holes in the side of the 3/8 plate and go along and clamp, and then fill in those holes and just do a whole bunch of plug welds. Yeah, or actually cut out some. I don't know how I'll do that. I'll need to do that though. That whole thing needs to be beefed up, or I could just put bolts through it and then just bolt it all together. Either way, that needs to be done. I don't mind doing that because I've got all these extraneous holes now that I don't need. So I wanted to cover those up anyway. So I'll just do it with a bigger piece of metal. Okay, so that's update 2 of the updates. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.